Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Ruki Talks. I'm going to be quickly discussing the 7.1 Windwalker Monk changes. A lot of you guys have been asking me, are Windwalkers still going to be good? Are they still going to be viable in 7.1? And I just wanted to make you a quick video highlighting some of the major changes, specifically the PvP honor talents. So we're going to be looking at those a little bit more in detail, and I'll be giving you my thoughts and feelings towards the new talents. Some I'm really excited about, some I'm sad we kind of lost, but overall, I feel like Windwalker Monks are still going to be really strong, so let's get into it. First row, we didn't see any changes whatsoever. Let's put on some beautiful music. We have Gladiator's Medallion, Adaptation, Relentless, once again, so don't really need to talk about that. Hardiness, Reinforced Armor, Sparring in row number 2. Nothing really changed here. Row number 3, this is where the changes start coming in. Yu'lon's Gift now only affects Flying Serpent Kick. So when you use that Flying Serpent Kick, it will dispel snares. It used to be Roll as well. No longer the case. So we no longer have that, what used to be called Freedom Roll or the old Yu'lon's Gift. Now it only works on Flying Serpent Kick, unfortunately. Next up, we have Eminence, same old, reduces the cooldown of your Transcendence by 5 seconds. Moving forward, this talent I'm really excited about. Fast Feet got sort of an upgrade. It's still, you move 15% faster after being hit for move 15% faster for 3 seconds after being attacked. But in addition to that, it also makes it so snares are 20% less on you, which is really, really nice. Because of the hit to Yu'lon's Gift and it no longer dispelling your snares when you roll, I'm going to be picking Fast Feet. I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on Yu'lon's Gift and Fast Feet as we go on in these talents, because I feel like there's a nice little combo you can get. But in row 4, we now have Control Miss. Every 20 seconds, a fuse can be cast instantly, so we now have an instant heal with a fuse, which is nice. I mean, a fuse doesn't really heal for that much, but it's still a nice little bit of healing that you can min-max. Each chi spent reduces the remaining time by 1 second. So just doing a little bit of guesstimating. If you're actively in combat, depending on what cooldowns you're using, I would say your instant fuse will most likely have like between an 8 and 12 second cooldown, which is really nice. Every 8 to 12 seconds, you get a nice little instant heal. You can use that on yourself. You can use that on your healer or the additional DPS on your team. I feel like if I'm going to be using this talent a lot, I'm going to be wanting to make macros to fuse myself, Party 1 and Party 2. So that is something to keep in mind. Fortifying Elixir is still a great talent choice. 1.5 minute cooldown. Turns your skin to stone, increases your current maximum health by 20%, reducing damage taken. Nothing changed here. Still a really good defensive cooldown. But now we have Zen Moment as well. So 45-second cooldown, reduces all damage taken by 20% and increases incoming healing by 20% for 10 seconds. Each attack that triggers combo strikes reduces this effect by 5%. So you're gonna pop this cooldown. It has 45-second cooldown. It also costs 5 chi, which is really expensive, so keep that in mind. While you're actively fighting, it's gonna get less and less effective, unfortunately. So Zen Moment is gonna be particularly useful to pop when you're in a really dire situation and you're gonna be kiting. So either you're going to be running behind a pillar and you want to heal yourself up. Like say you use your Transcendence to get behind a pillar and you use your Zen Moment, dot damage is going to be reduced by 20%. You'll also be able to heal yourself for 20% more, which is nice. If you're kiting around, you'll be taking 20% less dot and range damage, as well as if a melee connects to you, and your healer will be able to heal you up for 20% more as well, which is really nice. Keep in mind, 5 chi, very expensive. Because of the chi cost, I don't know if I will end up using it. It's going to be nice with Energizing Elixir as well as your Serenity, but I'm still not sure if I'm going to be using it, because when you use your Serenity, you're obviously going to want to be aggressive and attack, and the Zen Moment gets weaker and weaker as you attack. So something to keep in mind. Interesting talent choice. Moving forward, Tiger Style, still the exact same thing. You can control your Flying Serpent Kick. Ride the Wind, still the exact same thing. You can, when you Flying Serpent Kick, create a little pathway, a little windway that your allies can use to run a little bit faster. Something I didn't really use a lot. But lastly, we have Disabling Reach, which is really nice. It has a 12-yard range. It makes it so your Disable has a 12-yard range, which is crazy. So one of the problems in the past with Windwalker Monks, specifically in Warlords of Draenor, is when we rolled, we didn't have that freedom roll that we had in Warlords of Draenor, or sorry, Mists of Pandaria. So in Mists of Pandaria, we had freedom roll. At the beginning of this expansion, we had Yulon's Gift that was freedom roll again, and last expansion we didn't have it, and I feel like it hurt Windwalkers a lot, because you get in these awkward situations where your target wasn't snared and you were, and you would roll either not far enough and then you couldn't get your disable on them and they would just continue kiting you, or you would roll past them and they would just continue kiting and run in the other direction and you couldn't get your disable on you. So you use your gap closer because it's indirect, but you couldn't get that snare up, so you couldn't actually hit your target. Now, with disabling reach, that's no longer a problem. When you use your roll, there's a really good chance you're going to be in that 12-yard range and you're going to be able to not only snare them, but if you hit it twice, you'll be able to root them. So it's going to be really nice for reconnecting onto your target. So that is something I'm definitely going to be playing with. Tiger Style is a lot of fun. Might have some situational uses, but overall, I think I'm mostly going to be playing with that disabling reach. Next, heavy-handed strikes. A little bit different. So now it's only the first tick of Fist of Fury that's stunned, so you're going to have to be a lot more mindful of who you're stunning with it. You're no longer going to be able to stun the DPS, turn around, stun the healer, turn around again, stun the other DPS, and then turn back and keep doing damage. You only get one stun charge on it. Only the first tick will stun, so you have to be a little bit more mindful. Obviously, this is a nerf. We'll call it what it is. It's a nerf, but I think it's a good change overall, healthy for the game, because Windwalker Monks just running around and stunning everyone was a little weird, really powerful, and I think heavy-handed strikes is probably still overall the best talent choice in this option. Still a really reliable stun, you just have to be a little bit more careful with it. Spinning Fire Blossom, the same as it was. It's a root, deals damage. It's okay. The only problem with Spinning Fire Blossom, besides the range being 40 yards, is disabling reach just pretty much nullifies it. I mean, it doesn't do the damage, but you now have a ranged root with disabling reach, and you don't have to give up your heavy-handed strikes. So disabling reach basically, in my mind, trumps. Well, when you combine heavy-handed strikes and disabling reach, it's just so much better than Spinning Fire Blossom. It's not really that comparable. So still something I probably will never choose. Interesting choice though. They brought back Grappling Weapon, a 1 minute cooldown. It's actually the best it's ever been. It's 6 seconds. In Mists of Pandaria it was 8, but keep in mind everyone had a weapon chain, so it really was only 4. So now we have a 6-second disarm. It's just an additional CC. It's not on any other DR category. So if you're playing a comp like Windwalker, DK, Paladin, and maybe you're taking a little bit too much damage, you really don't need that heavy-handed strikes to get off those effective stuns, because you have Hammer of Justice, you have Asphyxiate, you have Leg Sweep. It is an option. I'm not saying it's going to be the best in every game, but it's something to definitely think about. Could be also good in duels as well. So nice to have that choice. But that is the Monk PvP talents. This is where a majority of the 7.1 changes coming in. I really like that they sort of toned down the talents that you would always choose and brought back some additional options, so you can actually make choices, strategical choices. It's not just the same spec every game. So props to them for that. One other change I want to talk about is Crackling Jade Lightning now costs 20 energy. Plus 20 energy per second. Crackling Jade Lightning you could use for hit combo, so you could Blackout Kick, Crackling Jade Lightning, Blackout Kick, and it just felt really weird rotationally, so I understand why they changed it. Crackling Jade Lightning never really did good damage at all, so the only time you would use it was for that hit combo to get off an additional Blackout Kick, but you can just use Chi Wave instead. And yeah, now that it costs 20 energy and 20 energy per second, the only time I ever see myself using this ability is to either get combat myself so I can't be sapped, or to stop someone from being in combat or getting out of combat so they can't drink. So I'm going to rarely use Crackling Jade Lightning except for keeping someone else in combat or getting myself in combat. And outside of that, those are the only changes, guys. A lot of you have asked me, are Windwalkers still going to be viable? Yes, they will still be viable. Yes, they'll still be a really strong class, and I really look forward to experimenting with some of these new talents. If you guys have any questions about these talents or the builds that I'm going to be running, feel free to drop a comment below. If you guys like this kind of video where I just give you my thoughts on some of the upcoming changes, make sure to like the video and let me know, and I can continue making this kind of content for you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace out.